Hey, this is Matt once again. What about the video is another paid request this time from Edward. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it, man, your generosity. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for South Park Season 15, Episodes 4 and 5. Now, both these episodes I could say I had fun with. I enjoyed bits and pieces of both of these. Episode 4 uh, mainly deals with the anger management that Cartman goes through, and then Stan's dad, Randy, also goes through that anger management, and then the whole group bands together to take back control, which I'll get over what I'll get to in a minute. And then episode 5 is has a nice motif of Slash from Guns N' Roses being equated to Santa Claus, which I thought was kind of fun and interesting, which I'll get to. But so episode 4 starts with Cartman yelling. And I love where Butters like, "Hey Eric," like just Cartman's just yelling, just a typical thing, doesn't affect Butters at all. And Cartman's getting pissed, like, "Look how they have over there how much we drew." And for Cartman, for some reason, thinks his penis size. Just because he sees like 1.3 inches and stuff. And it's like, no, we're going to remeasure. So everybody has to remeasure. And they just go along with Eric. They just believe in what Cartman says. And Butters, of course, anytime he's got to do that, he's got to take all his pants down. He's like, "Come on, little guy." Like I said, Butters has become my favorite character in the show. And the way they do the voice and how, like, innocent he appears is just kind of endearing to that character. And of course, the principal finally admits, "What are you talking about, Eric? That wasn't your dick sizes." "It wasn't?" "No, that's how much you drew from the previous year to the next year. You drew an inch. It's height." So, of course, Cartman's pissed that, he screwed himself over. So he just put in anger management, where the psychiatrist trying to get him to get angry and calling him stuff like, "You shitty titty jelly belly, huh? You like that shitty titty jelly belly?" So Cartman just goes on the phone, says something to the psychiatrist's wife, which for some reason the wife believes. And the psychiatrist's like, "What? What? No, I didn't do that. What?" And gets the psychiatrist's wife to over the phone. And the psychiatrist looks at Cartman. Cartman says, "I'm not fat, I'm just big boned." Once again, the show teaches how psychotic Cartman is. He is a guy that made someone eat their own parents because he was being picked on. Meanwhile, Randy is one of the people who's kind of brought in to teach about sex ed and stuff. So Randy goes to this whole thing about penis size math, because his is small and Cartman's is small, so that's why they're so angry. So he goes this math, which is completely ridiculous. Where someone even comes in and goes, "What he said was totally ridiculous. Disregard that." So Randy gets pissed and tries to fight that teacher, and he gets put in anger management. And one thing Lisa and the psychiatrist realize they're all angry because of their small penis sizes. Until ultimately, the group gets upset. They take over FedEx, and then they're told, "You do know FedEx has nothing to do with the actual government, right? It's not a federal building." They're like, "What? Really?" At one point, Butters gets really upset, and just something about that made me laugh. The reason why he was getting upset. Until ultimately the government decides, you know what, let's make the average much lower. The average penis size much lower. So then, "Oh my god, I have an average one. I'm happy." And then the group's like, yeah, they start seeing America is back. I like that Cartman's the only one going, "What the hell? I'm still pissed. What are you talking about? I'm still angry. America is back." So even Cartman himself realizes the ridiculous stupidity of this situation. I thought this episode just went at a good fast pace. Has some nice acting bits from Cartman. just show his own stupidity of anger management. Some nice moments with Butters in there. That's always a positive when you incorporate Butters into the proceedings. I'm still not big on Randy as a character, which I know he gets utilized more and more as the show goes on, but I just they want an adult to be as stupid as Cartman, so have Randy. I don't know, for some reason I kind of wish the song at the end was that song, Back in America. It was like at the end of National Lampoon's European Vacation. But this song works as well. Maybe I thought a lot more was going to be done with the whole FedEx thing, the fact they took over a FedEx building, but not really much was done. It really could have been any type of building. I guess other than the one joke, it's called FedEx, so they assume it's one thing. I guess that's the only reason why it's FedEx is because of that one joke. The other kids, I mean, other than the beginning portion when they have to measure the other people, like Kyle and Stan, they don't have much to do other than that. But it was still a fun enough episode. Got some chuckles out of it, especially over Carpen's stupidity. Episode 5, I thought it was kind of funny them showing one of those sad commercials and the kids go, no, change it. I want to see these sad commercials. As a commercial about crack babies, sung by, as they say, Sarah McLachlan. I do think it was a low blow where they say, I was famous for 2 months. I mean, I don't know if Sarah McLachlan. Number one, she's definitely been more famous than 2. I know it's a joke. Don't take it literally, it's a joke, but I don't know, it's a joke that to me doesn't really work because she's more relevant than that. She was more famous than that. And I think she's a good singer, and I don't. She didn't really do anything to deserve that, so I do think it was a low blow. And sometimes they take those low blows. It's like I think on the people that don't really deserve it, but kind of cheap shots. That's just me. I don't really care for that stuff. What South Park does a lot. But I do like the gist of the plot where this group, including Cartman and Butters, are working together. Crack baby basketball, which is they play basketball for crack, or you give crack and then babies play with it as part of the Crack Baby Athletic Association, and they want Kyle in because you're Jewish, so you know how to work with money. And of course Kyle says no, but it's like, hey, look, what's happened with these kids? They're not having anything happen to them, and in a way you could help them, and we get paid as well. It's kind of doing a take on college basketball and how they kind of treat players as slaves as well. Because literally, Cartman's like, well, how do I have these guys work but not to pay them? So you go see a college basketball owner of a team, and he's pretending to be a southern slave owner. It's like, they're not slaves. Oh, no, I know, but you let them, which is a subject matter that just does get brought up a lot because you see how much money they get, corporations get, universities, colleges get for college basketball. And you say, well, they're getting an education, they're just this and that, they're getting an opportunity to maybe go further, maybe get noticed by the NBA and so forth. So I just say maybe that's their payment. That's how people look at it. But I do understand the fine line of, like, you guys are getting paid a lot of money in college basketball, and these kids are helping you find get that money, and there's a little bit of something to that. I kind of wish they went even more in that direction to really to really tighten the screws on that front and really go a bit more in depth into that whole backdrop of college basketball. I felt they kind of just hit the surface. Granted, they hit it bluntly. Because then it goes more into Slash, and is up to their parents to tell whether Slash is real or not. And the kind of Slash is kind of thought of as Santa Claus. So like Slash again, the guy from Guns N' Roses. So other kids find out he's not real and they're devastated. But Stan goes, "What? My parents told me when I was 5. You guys didn't know? What the hell?" Again, the equivalent of, "You think Santa Claus is real? Like you think Slash is real?" I mean, it's kind of cute. Because, like, they talk shit about Sarah McLachlan, but they'll think of Slash as this, Santa Claus like figure who even helps at the end, and it's like a certain respect given on to him. So it seems like South Park will respect whoever they care to respect, which, I mean, that's fine enough. Because the story pretty much, they deal with EA Sports, and EA Sports says, "You know what, fuck it, I'm taking your shit, I'm taking your money, I piss on your faces, tough titty." And EA Sports is talking like the southern slave owner, so I guess that's the whole point, is that it's not really maybe the college guys, it's the corporates like EA Sports who make the most money. They're the ones that will take whatever money they can. And by the end, this orphanage for these babies do get built, and you see Slash's guitar. Oh, maybe he is real. Like, the Slash's Santa bit was a cute, funny, not something I would have thought of as a cute, funny running gag throughout the episode. I said I do wish a bit more on the whole college basketball thing. I think there's a bit more wit and humor, satire that get out of that subplot. But it was fun to see Cartman and Butters working together in this group. The whole idea with the crap baby is just really, definitely a crazy, silly, crazy idea. Also, a funny bit where Kyle keeps talking to the Stan to try to make himself believe that he's not doing anything wrong, but Stan's like, "I don't give a shit, dude. Just stop calling me. Stop telling me this stuff." So it does, other than Kenny, it does utilize the other characters fairly well. So again, other than some bits I mentioned, it was a fun enough episode, and they were entertaining to watch. They weren't bad or anything, so pretty decent back to back in terms of episodes, at least to me. So with that said, thanks once again, Edward. Take care, man, and we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.